Welcome to the Arsenal Hub, and my name is Kals, and we're talking transfers. What are the transfers that are happening? What is the transfer saga at the club Arsenal? We've got Marcus Rashford, who could be moving to the club Arsenal. Not forgetting that there is yet another wonderful Alexander Isak potential move to the club Arsenal, and yet a few more football players. Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyokeres, all of them are definitely in this masterpiece. So, my name is Kals, as I told you. Let's start with the football player. Marcus Rashford, yeah. So it's now known that Marcus Rashford and his potential move to Arsenal, it's more than serious before, as we know that Mikel Arteta went on and had a one-on-one conversation with the current Manchester United football player. And remember, we're talking about a player who has at one point in time scored 30 goals in a season, yeah? And we're talking about Marcus Rashford. Despite the fact that he's had a bad season, bad, he's had the last season wasn't the best of seasons for him, but still, he managed to pull out with a good performance. And when you relate to how Kai Havertz was at Chelsea and when he moved to Arsenal, he's been turned into one of the best strikers, and that's what Mikel Arteta is looking at doing now. Right about now, Mikel Arteta wants to make that move for Marcus Rashford, move him from Manchester United and take him to Arsenal and transform him into the football player he was, or even much better. And it is now very known that the meeting that they had resulted into a positive move. They talked about a positive move to the club Arsenal, what he could be expecting, and what Mikel Arteta would definitely give to him, what he would put on table for him. And this is something that it was not through agents, it was one on one. It's reportedly said that they had a personal meeting, one-on-one meeting, football player and manager, and they had a deep discussion. So why would this happen? Why would this definitely happen if there wasn't gonna be a positive result? Why would this happen? And this is because Arsenal are looking into the fact that they want Marcus Rashford, yeah? And also, do not forget that this also reflects how good the football club Arsenal is run, because the manager gets to decide who plays, the manager gets to decide who comes to the club, and that's how it should be. When you look at clubs like Chelsea, recently there have been management has been running the clubs. That's why they change manager after manager. Arsenal is known for being a club that is patient with managers. The time. Look at the time when Emery spent. Yeah, it was a bit of time, though it was not very very long. We're not talking about years and years. He's one of the people who was at Arsenal for a short time, but it still was a bit reasonable. And look at Wenger, a very long time, and look at how patient Arsenal management was. Actual ownership was patient. How patient they were with Mikel Arteta. They're definitely quite alright. They were very very fine with Mikel Arteta, and he performed badly. They were very okay with him. He improved. They were okay. Went number two spot fine. They're not even saying why didn't you take the number one spot. They are patient. As no, Stan Carrion can just Carrion are patient, and they're even willing to give him more money so that he can satisfy his dream and from his dream squad. So Marcus Rashford and his move to the club Arsenal, that is something that will definitely be very very good. And I can imagine Marcus Rashford being in that Arsenal squad. That would be brilliant, yeah. So looking at Victor Gyokeres. Victor Gyokeres has also been linked to quite a number of clubs, but still Arsenal lead in this very position of Victor Gyokeres. Victor Gyokeres is one that has been eyed by a number of clubs, but his dream was to play for Arsenal, and let's hope that he definitely goes on as talks continue. Still, let's hope that things will go on quite well for him. Then, talking about Benjamin Sesko, now it is known that at first Arsenal discovered Benjamin Sesko. Arsenal brought him into the transfer markets, and after that, Chelsea came on and was like, "Oh, this is a wonderful football player. We could do with having him at Chelsea." Then Manchester United, he was linked to Manchester United. Then uh, Manchester City also. So you can see there is that thing about Arsenal when they identify a target, and then other clubs really start saying, "Oh, he can do, he can do, he can do." Yeah, and we've seen this in very many football players when it comes to transfers, like the football player from Shakhtar Donetsk, Mikhail Modric. So when you select Mikhail Modric, yeah, he was when he was at Shakhtar Donetsk, he's now a Chelsea football player. But when he was at Shakhtar, Arsenal were the first club to spot him, and they're like, "This guy needs to come in the Premier League." They made contact with him, and after making contact, everything almost done, Chelsea came on board and was like, "You know what? We are going to be signing you at a fee that is something like £100 million," and Arsenal had to leave because they're not ready for a bidding war. But things have turned out a bit different this time. Chelsea taking Arsenal targets, that's never gonna happen again. Manchester United taking Arsenal targets, no. So it's it's quite good that Arsenal is ready to fight, to go into a bidding war. You can see, for example, when it came to the Declan Rice transfer, Arsenal beat Manchester City hands down. Manchester City kept on putting in those bids, but Arsenal also put in the bids. So ended up with Declan Rice, one of the best midfielders in the world, if not the best. So let's hope things will go on quite well with you, and let's also talk about yet another one, Alexander Isak, whose price has gone through the roof, and that's around £120 million plus for the football player. Quite expensive, isn't it? So the question is, should Arsenal really go on and sign Alexander Isak, because that's a big amount of money, £120 million. So it should weigh the pros and cons. Should Arsenal go on and sign Alexander Isak, because that £120 million, in not only 120, it's 120 plus, because it was a 120, and then they created a big massive demand, and Newcastle United was like, "You know what, we're gonna have to do something, and we will make the price get up." And really, uh, hopefully, but Arsenal has been eyeing a pair, from Newcastle United. Bruno Gamares is yet another that Arsenal has been eyeing. Arsenal has been looking into signing Bruno Gamares, and for those talks, still quite positive, but still Newcastle trying to play hard to get. But I think Arsenal will try its level best to make sure that things are sorted between the club Arsenal and the football player, plus the Newcastle United club. So talking a bit about Joshua Zisk, still a lot coming in when it comes to transfers of Joshua Zisk, his potential move to the club Arsenal. Still a big possibility that he could be moving to the club Arsenal, and I think yeah, from where we got, initial contact was made for Joshua Zisk and his potential move to Arsenal. Let's hope things will move on quite well for the football player, as we will be seeing much more coming in when it comes to the transfers, as Arsenal want the player to be part of their squad, and it's quite understandable. So it's going to be a very busy summer transfer window, absolutely busy summer transfer window, and I can always bring to you everything you definitely need to know about the transfers. And I say, for now, let me say, my name is Kals, and thank you for watching.